I had left the house, and if I believe correctly, it was flurries that day. It really wasn't much of a blizzard even predicted.
But for 19-year-old Dan Bewley, he was in for a lot more than just flurries. Little did he know, he was heading into the historic catastrophe known today as the Blizzard of '78.
Back in 1978 in January, this was the spot that I had come on to. It was kind of exciting there when the morning of the third day, sun was out, a little bit brighter than it was today. And I ran into a big pile of snow and couldn't see the hood ornament on the truck. It was so windy, and radioed Frankfurt, advised I was stuck in a snowdrift. These drifts were just about as tall as the phone poles. You could see probably the top, maybe 3-4 feet of the phone poles in some of the deepest areas. And they want to know where I was. I give them my approximate location and just sat there for about 3 days. I was, I think, 19 years old at the time, and I just turned 19, if I remember correctly. And I did not pack food. I was on the radio talking back and forth to Frankfurt. You know, it wasn't all the time. Every 2 or 3 hours I'd call, or they'd call and want to know how I was doing, what was going on. So I watched the snow come up around the west side of the vehicle, and it kind of circumferenced and went over the top of the plow and the top of the cab. Other than that, I just sat in the truck all day and all night and all day and all night. Morning of the third day, I had a farmer that come to the truck and had asked if I was hungry, and I said, yeah, I was probably a little hungry. So I got on the radio and told Frankfurt I was going to be out of the truck. I was going to go to the farmhouse, which, by the way, really wasn't 100 feet from the truck, but you couldn't see where you was at. Even when it was daylight hours, you couldn't see anything. And the sun was out. I remember the sun being out at that time, and it was just nothing but snow as far as you could see. A lot of snow. We were working with the National Guard, and they had their tanks out, and we were just going out and making sure everybody was okay and opening up the roads. And my goodness, seemed like weeks, you know, that just tall snowdrifts. And I know from then on, after they called me in, I always had food. Even if it said flurries again, I always packed food. I always had a candle I used to carry with me. You think, you know, I was actually there 2 nights, and in the third day I was out, but I was still plowing. I just wasn't in that one spot. And just to see the amount, I mean, you're talking 15, 20-foot snow drifts, you know, that's taller than a vehicle. And the last year I plowed snow, if you remember correctly, I believe they were predicting a blizzard, a possible blizzard on Christmas Eve. And I was telling my wife, at the time, I said, you know, it's just my luck. My first winter here, I have a blizzard. In my second winter, or my last winter here, I'm going to have a blizzard. And I thought that I don't know that I could survive on it. But it's pretty emotional. You know, you're sitting there and you're wondering, and I thought, yeah, I don't want to be stuck out like I was on the first one. That would be pretty terrible. So, yeah, do I think about it? Sure. I don't know that I could survive the second one.